Well,
Violated.
let's see if this works. Hey, everybody, welcome. Maybe back to Nothing Yet Live. No,
I'm the Jay Tyler. The sound is registering here, but we don't know for how long.
And that's your Miss Parker.
Yeah, I'm your Miss Parker.
Enrico Duterte, I love his new attitude.
So do I. It's about how I feel today.
Seems flippant to me.
Oh, dad joke. Okay, so we're gonna go balls deep. This guy rubs off on me way too much. Taint Reeves, who is all up in
Taint.
Yeah.
Taint.
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 Taint. Taint. Taint. Taint. Taint.
Stuck there.
Sorry.
You unstuck now?
Conception. Just to be clear,
Take
does that mean the moment
life begins at consumption?
No, at consumption.
I want to ask you a philosophical question here, because I know you have said you believe that life begins at conception.
Consumption. Did you just lose a little air pressure there?
Yeah,
Just to be clear,
Does
does that mean the moment of fertilization or the moment of implantation?
I don't know what either of those words mean because I've never been laid in my life. Enrico Duterte says that you're a little bitch boy.
And you know nothing about female anatomy, but yeah, you got a lot of opinions about it, apparently.
I believe that life begins at conception. And as I've said repeatedly, and I know where this question is ultimately going with...
Yes, I have had conception. I have been conceived.
I came out of my mother's vagina. That's the closest I've ever been to a vagina.
I believe I deserve to be on some side of conception.
Respect to the birth control and other measures, I want to be clear.
The only way that I'm ever going to get a woman pregnant is by accident. So let me be clear.
My view begins at conception. And as I've said repeatedly, and I know where this question is ultimately going with respect to the birth control and other measures, I want to be clear. My view is that the next phase of the pro-life movement is focusing on helping those moms that maybe have an unexpected and unwanted pregnancy. The next phase of the pro-life movement is
to give us those babies. Give us all your babies.
No, he doesn't want the fucking babies. He says get a goddamn job. It's like, don't abort your baby. Don't use birth control. But when the unwanted child is born, fuck off.
Well,
go get a job.
Well, I agree with your take on it. Ignorant idiots need offspring.
Okay, they want them in the workforce once they are old enough to work.
Exactly.
In other words, when they're 11.
That's right.
But
so we just tax the mom to death, and then when she dies at a young age for whatever reason, then we get their baby.
Yeah,
18.
to go in the workhouse.
Exactly.
Right. But we're not even going to talk about birth control. He mentions contraception there, and then he just skims right over it.
Because he's never really had a use for it. What? Have you seen this guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks like a governor of Mississippi.
Is making sure that those babies, once born, have a productive life. And while I'm sure there'll be conversations around America regarding that, it's not something that we've spent a lot of time focused on.
Women's rights is not something we really give a fuck about. So, yeah, no, we just think about what we can do with the kid after the deadbeat mom shoots it out. Hopefully the kid's not too addicted to crack to work into Goodwill.
Well, we also are very concerned with the vessel. The woman is a vessel.
I mean, I agree. If you're thinking from a war footing, then obviously women are much more valuable. It takes 9 months to carry one child. You know, then you got to raise that kid up, right? Whereas just one dude can make a whole country full of
and you don't even
back asswards, inbred motherfuckers. It's called England.
No,
that's
it's
how
called Mississippi.
You guys killed like 1/3 of your reasonable population
due to inbreeding and plague.
No, I mean they killed 1/3 of their population through war.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They just killed off all the really fit guys. at all the really good-looking dudes.
Oh, and then the ugly
And then
people
all was
win.
left was the rich morons.
So it's like ugly idiocracy.
Does that mean that you believe that conception is the moment of implantation? Is that what you're saying?
He doesn't know what
Now,
that
I don't
is.
know what either of those words mean.
He doesn't. He doesn't know what
All
implantation
right, shut.
is. I've had enough.
That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
I don't feel comfortable talking about sex in any terms.
That's not even
if
sex.
it's no, to him, that's talking about
It's the
sex.
product of
Implantation.
Sex. He doesn't even know what that. I guarantee you, he doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, he does. It's what his parents did to make him.
again, this is a debate that we can have once the actual court makes their ruling. Once the actual words are on the page, that's what makes this whole topic so difficult, and quite frankly,
Stop
what
it.
makes the leak.
Stop it. No, asshole. The time to have the discussion is before those jackholes make the decision.
By jackholes, she means jackals, but the jackals are on the outside. Like it's again, there's this whole thing going around. Like, look at Trump. He's just like, court. Look at all my big, beautiful judges, all my judges, all the judges, all the judges.
They need to pack the court.
Dude,
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, it's the only way out of this.
Biden, you need to step
seems
up
like
and
it.
pack the damn courts.
This guy said, pass.
So wrong is that we don't have an opinion. We don't know what the court is actually going to say.
Excuse me. You don't have an opinion. Yeah, you don't.
So you're just going to go, because
you're going to give it, though.
You've so readily, absolutely gone with the court's opinion over the last, this thing doesn't count in decades. So you're talking about, you guys have been like trying to overturn this thing for like 45, 50 years, right? Just shit, right? You didn't let us codify it. You didn't, so the idea that you guys abide by the court's opinion in any way has shown throughout. Again, doesn't record in decades. It's shown that you guys have literally overturned this.
And excuse me.
The moments of it.
Taint.
The moment of its
I have
implantation.
A question. I have a statement to Taint. If it matters whether the courts have decided something, then fuck off same-sex marriage, because the courts decided that, and y'all are all over trying to get rid of that. So,
but that's the thing. They're like, oh, we won't get rid of that. We just like they'll get rid of it later, but they don't want to get rid of it now. That would be too much.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I kind of twisted my meaning there, but I had a point with that. But
no, it was a good
I don't
point.
know. This douche just.
Yeah, I would hope that
it looks like a man that no woman I ever slept with would want to ever sleep with. First of all, his sexual experience is literally limited to, I don't know what, hookers and
Pornhub.
Yeah, I mean, tell me that. Look at this man. What do you think? Fuck, marry, or kill? Jake Tapper. Well, we'll throw out the kill. Who you fucking?
I would kill myself.
Yeah, fuck, marry, kill.
I'd kill myself.
There you go.
I would fuck Jake Tapper with a gun to my head.
Yeah.
That guy, I'd say shoot me.
The Chief Justice and others at the court would actually get this opinion out sooner rather than later, so that those of us who deal with the laws and those of us who have to deal with the actual words on the page know exactly what they say and know what they allow and what they don't.
He's killing time right now.
Word salad 101. I'll tell you, word salad, table 3, right?
Would you like some oil and vinegar on
Let's
that?
ask Enrico Duterte what he thinks of your statements. Yeah, he says go fuck yourself. He said it.
He's had enough of your shit, Taint.
He said it in a Filipino accent while he was speaking Scottish.
There is no fundamental right to an abortion in the U.S. Constitution. There is nothing in the U.S. Constitution that precludes.
Stop it. There's nothing in the U.S. Constitution that precludes it.
Hey, there's nothing in the U.S. Constitution that says I can't fool her full of gin and kick her down a flight of stairs if she's pregnant.
Nope.
Nothing in the Constitution about that, is there?
Nope. If
Yeah.
I don't die, it ain't murder. And if
Yeah.
I don't file an assault charge, it doesn't exist.
That's right. It's just like your steps when you don't take your phone.
Individual states from regulating or restricting abortions, and that's the ruling that the court should make. But again, all we have is a leaked draft. We don't have a final.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All you have is a
Jake
leaked.
Tapper. This has been like again.
All he has
this
is
has
a,
been one
is
of
a
the greatest
leaked penis. Urine.
This is one of the greatest months for Jake Tapper. Actually, I gotta give Jake Tapper. We here at KROT and WLI fully support like your. The level of
incredulity. Your
just,
incredulity.
You see him smile?
He's like
this talking puppet. It's just like, He's like, well, I mean, and it's just like I would love to be Jake Tapper in that moment and just own him for a second.
I would say define implantation. Excuse me. Define implantation before we go on.
No, I would be like more like, do you have a healthy sex life?
That's what you would.
That's what I would say. Hey, Governor Taint, I'm sorry, Taint, do you have a relatively healthy sex life?
Can we talk about implantation now?
Call it nutting up in a chick and getting her strung up. What's up? You got it. See, those are all words that mean things.
Hookers generally require condoms and use birth control and all that.
You're
not going to impregnate.
Probably unlike most Republican politicians.
Yeah.
But this man, Governor Taylor
on the matter.
But just to be clear, the state of Mississippi, you're not going to then target IUD or Plan B, which are methods of birth control that might not allow a fertilized egg to be implanted. And this is not a theoretical construct. This is not the state of Louisiana, which I recognize is a neighboring state, not your state. I mean, they're talking about not only criminally charging girls.
He's like,
please.
Yeah.
I'm getting a boner now.
Ready.
Women who get abortions as being committing homicide, but they're also talking about defining the moment of conception as fertilization, which would theoretically, if this were to become
fertilization.
So he's saying that an IUD.
I wish you could see this dude's face.
I know. He's saying that an IUD is murder because what an IUD does is it prevents implantation.
Well, if you guys don't know what Governor Taint looks like, imagine Bill Gates but ugly.
The law of Louisiana, and it is not yet,
ugly.
Mean that murder,
point, right?
If you use an IUD, you are committing murder theoretically. So it's not, I'm not making this up. These are the conversations going on.
Right. So an IUD technically prevents pregnancy, which means there would never be any fertilization.
No, there can be fertilization. What happens is there's fertilization and the zygote travels down the fallopian tube and implants in the uterus. The IUD prevents the implantation, but if it's not implanted, it's really not anything. It's just a cluster of cells.
Look, as a guy that has tried to get many women pregnant, it's not that easy.
Okay, I think you mean the reverse of that.
But it's not that easy. I had 2 daughters, and there was more than one incident where it wasn't abortion. It was just a thing. So I may have had like 4 kids for all I know.
Yeah. I mean,
like
I said, implantation.
My exes may or may not have aborted children that may or may not have been mine. It doesn't matter to me. None of that matters. It doesn't matter. The point is that they made a choice.
You made a choice too.
But I mean, with or without me. But I mean, I see what you do. Like you put it on. It is important for us to say, like, yes, it is basically our responsibility. But you're talking about sex and men. Right?
You have a choice. It's just earlier in the process you have to make the choice.
Women, when it comes to sex, women can be quite persuasive, if you haven't noticed.
Yep. So the women are telling you,
don't get a
vasectomy, don't wear a condom.
No, but this Mississippi governor has never.
I love how every time one of these guys comes on, not all you can say, but you always have to point out how he never gets laid.
Well, because he's married and
he
he's
married?
a church-going man. Of course he is. You can't get elected as governor of Mississippi.
Having a wife does not mean you're having
sex. Gotta have 2 kids too. That's what I'm saying. So tell me everything you know about incel.
I bet she handed him a
Right,
cup. Wait. I got a point to make. I bet she handed him a cup and sent him in the bathroom, and that's how they made the kids. If I was married to that ugly fucker, that's what I would do if I wanted babies.
There's a chance that happened.
But I wouldn't want his
You'd be surprised the lengths that men would go to get women pregnant. Like, I never had to go to those lengths. I was always like, get off me.
I've never met a man who was trying to get me pregnant that I know of. I mean,
but plenty of women wanted my seed.
Yeah, a lot of women want to get pregnant.
Well, I mean, when I was young and handsome.
Oh,
legislatures in your area. But so just to be clear, you have no intention of seeking to ban IUDs or Plan B.
Okay, I'll hear this.
That is not what we're focused on at this time. We're focused on looking at see what the court allows for. The bill that is before the court is a 15-week ban. We believe that the overturning of Roe is the correct decision by the court, and so in Mississippi we don't have laws on the books that would lead to arresting individuals or anything along those lines.
You mean not arresting girls or women, but you would arrest doctors.
Talk about doctors, son. Oh, I can't wait to hear what he says about that.
So if they decide that implantation is the point, or conception is the point at which you cannot, that it's a baby, that it's a life. If they decide that, at what point are they going to go back and say, if a woman doesn't have sex and she loses an egg, because that's what happens every month if you don't fertilize. I know it's getting late, huh?
No.
If you don't have your egg fertilized, you're going to lose it. Look, it just goes away. So is that going to be murder now? That's your unborn
like
baby.
You said, you pointed out, you were like, yet.
Yeah, yet.
And exactly. He literally said nothing in those 2 seconds leading up to that.
I think masturbation for men should be illegal because it's
certainly I don't think that
unborn babies.
That you're going to see doctors performing abortions if we have a state statute which says that there are not allowable except for those exceptions that we've mentioned earlier.
So you can have an abortion, which totally sort of, doesn't that just basically immediately take away from what he just said? He's like, abortion is against God and it's the devil and you're going to hell unless we say it's okay. Then God's going to let you out the hook there, right?
Well, okay. Devil's advocate, he is talking about the law. He didn't bring God into it in this particular.
But he's literally saying, though, that, like, he goes, like, we don't have these laws on the books. It's not allowed in this. He took no stance other than the one he was saying, that he's like, I can't wait for Roe v. Wade to be overturned so that we can pass all these new laws that will take all of these women's rights away immediately.
And I cannot wait to take away a man's right to masturbate in Mississippi.
Never happened.
Shit. That's your unborn babies right there.
I don't know. What's next? Rule of thumb? Let's ask Enrique Duterte. Hey, Governor Taint, your opinion? Yeah, he thinks you're number one. Because this is what this guy does all day long. You want to do Florida Man real quick?
Yeah, well, no, we'll do it afterwards.
We'll be right back in a moment. I'm the J. Tyler.
I am your Ms. Parker.
And this is her not running the board.
This is what passes for nothing yet live right now. Hopefully everything will change soon. Bye. Control freak.
What? I was waiting for you.